I came to this house to look after Miss Snip 11 years ago now. 11 years. Gosh, where have those years gone? Darcy had only been 11. Beryl took me in. I had a split lip and a black eye. I didn't have to tell her my partner was violent. No. There was only one condition, and she said that I looked after her puss. It was sitting on her knee. It was only a young thing then. She said, this cat's the love of my life. He's the man I never married. And I tell you, if you're mean to this cat, you'll be out quicker than you can pack your bags. I said, I love cats. It was a bit of a lie, really. I hadn't really thought about it. But I made up my mind I was going to like this one. But it wasn't easy, because this cat was spoilt. And when I say spoilt, I mean spoilt with a capital S. And it was complete. It had its full tackle. So it would spray its pheromones up the walls. And the smell, oh my God, it was awful. But I never said anything. I just got out the vinegar and the water and I scrubbed away. And sometimes when she was looking, I would stroke his back. His tail would shoot up like a ramrod and the tip of it would twinkle like that, like a rattlesnake. And I tell you, it would spray. Oh dear. But Beryl didn't seem to notice. I think you must lose your sense of smell as you get older. Anyway, he would howl of a night for his puss. I'd let him out. He'd go out with the milk bottles and he'd come back in again in the morning. And the years clicked by. Everybody sniffed round Miss Snip. The butcher, the baker. Even the fishmonger would put a little bit extra in for puss. I reckon they thought they were all going to get something. Not me. I was never a taker, always a giver. I didn't expect anything. She paid me for my services. That was good enough for me. And then Darcy left. She went to London. She was going to be a hairdresser. She got an apprenticeship, big salon. And then I thought maybe I would like to go. Beryl got wind of this and she said to me one night as I tucked her into bed, she said, Ingrid, don't leave me. She said, I love having you here. And she said, I couldn't bear it if I had to go into a home and Puss couldn't end his days here. I said, but Beryl, she said, no buts, Ingrid. She said, if you promise to stay here and look after me till the end of my days, I'll leave you my biggest asset. Wow, I'll tell you, I didn't need telling twice. Biggest asset is house. Never been a woman of means, me. I've always had to work for a living. I started to take more pride in the place, really polishing and dusting. It was all going to be worth it. But the sad thing was, I began to feel like a donkey with a carrot dangled at my nose. And I started to wish Beryl would keel over. She got a nasty cough in the winter, settled on her chest. And I was upset when she got better. So I really was changing. But she did keel over. And I went to the funeral and I was shocked because there in the front pew was a nephew. Now I didn't know she had a nephew. Oh no, she never said that. A nephew with a family, a wife and 2 girls. And he made a reading and he said things about Beryl that I had not known. I was quite shocked. But he did thank me publicly. Now the butcher and the baker and the milkman were all there, hoping. But I had noticed they were sniffing round me at the wake. They were wasting their time because I was going to travel. Even the solicitor was sniffing round me, offered me a lift home and him a married man. But he said he had something for me in the car. So I let him take me home and he slipped me a letter. He said, I want you to read this properly because there's the terms in there. Well, when I got in, I did. I sat down and I read the letter. Puss was sleeping on his special cushion. And the first thing I read was, Dear Ingrid, I leave you my biggest asset, my Puss. My Puss, that bloomin' cat, all my devotion. I tell you, I grabbed that cat by the belly and I threw it out the back door. He's lucky he didn't get my toe up his backside. I tell you. He looked a bit old-fashioned and I took pleasure at that. But I sat back down and I read the rest of the letter because there were 3 pages of it. And she said if I wanted to leave, she wouldn't detain me any longer. She said I could take £20,000 from the property. £20,000! Gosh, she said, and her blessing. All the trinkets off her dressing table that I'd so admired. Do you know what? I was tempted just to up and pack and go. But I thought, oh, I'll read the rest of the letter. Because she said if I stayed and looked after Puss in the house till he died, I would take half of the house and all the assets in equal shares with Adrian Haynes, her nephew, who I would have met by now. There was a big but, and she'd written it in capital letters. It said, if you stay and look after Puss, and he detains you from living your life for 5 years, then you have everything, lock, stock and barrel. And what do you think she was worth? £1.5 million. You've never seen anybody get off her chair as quick as a flash and call in that precious, precious cat.